Alright Nation, welcome to today's video. This is a very special one. So this will be big for any of you that wants to build a very big network. If you ever wanted to meet someone and you feel like they're out of your range, you feel like they're special and you can't just like contact them. If you watch this video, I promise you'll find a way to get to know anyone you want, and you also get to be a part of the network. When I'm talking about a part of the network, I don't mean like just like business card kind of thing, like actually friends, you know, like people that respond to you when you text them on WhatsApp, people that you can rely on. That's what networking is to me, and this is why I'm also incredibly good at it. Like I get to meet anyone I want in the world, and here is the first of 4 tips that I'm giving you in order to be able to do the same thing. But first, I'm gonna swallow my gum because that's actually really annoying. So give me 1 second. So, first tips first, understand that every human being is equal, right? And this is actually the biggest issue I see with people that want to build a network. Like I get the direct message that I get in my inbox on Instagram at Arian Ney is, how do you get to know people that are like better than you, that are like further ahead than you, that are like super successful? Like bull, like forget all that and understand the fact that every human being is a human being, right? The only issue you have is that you think you're special and that you're better than other people, right? Being special, good. Thinking you're better than someone else, that's the issue. And now I'm gonna dissect to you exactly why you think that you're better than other human beings. The reason is, you think that someone else is better than you, right? So you're thinking in a hierarchical system. If you say, this person is better than you, then that automatically means that you think you're better than someone else, right? Because you think in better and worse. So you have like always a comparison. Instead of just accepting that a human being is a human being. It doesn't freaking matter if you're further ahead, if you make more money, like all that stuff is completely unimportant. What matters is your happiness, right? But that's for a different video. So first of all, understand that every human being is equal. Because if you understand this, it's also not a big deal. Like I wouldn't care if there was like Justin Bieber next to me, or if there was like Oprah. I would just talk to them as if they're a normal person, because my core believes that they are. I'm not tricking myself into this. Like I fully understood the fact they're a human being just as me, have their own issues. They might be very good at one thing, but so am I. I'm very good at many different things, right? We all are individuals. So that's number 1, understand that we're all equal, right? Number 2 is provide value first. It's the golden rule of networking. Provide value first. And what do I mean by that? I mean, like bring value to people, right? So especially with the kind of people that you're talking about that are like super successful, like time, money, and energy, those are our resources. And especially with time being the most valuable one, like if you're successful, you don't want it to be wasted, right? So therefore, it's very important if you're trying to connect with someone that's super successful, like bring value to them, because their time is worth a lot of money. That's your opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is if you have 2 different options, you do this instead of this, then it costs you a certain amount of money, right? For some people it's net plus, for some it's net minus, but for someone super successful that are running a company, they're making millions, whatever, the kind of people you want to connect with, right? Their time, their individual time is worth a lot. So you have to bring value to them so that you can equate to that time, to that value, to the opportunity cost. And now the biggest issue everyone's always asking me is, how can I bring value to someone that's so successful, that's making millions, they've got everything, right? And here is your big issue. Like literally anyone who's asking me, how can I provide value? You always think in your own little mind. You're like, what can I do? Like, how can I help? I can only do videos, like photography. I can only do this, this, and this. Like, first of all, that's amazing. Second of all, if you want to provide value to someone, right? Like, it doesn't matter what you want. You understand this. Like, it's the same with sales, right? Understand what the other person wants. It's not about you. doesn't matter what your abilities are. Find out what does the other person actually need and what is value to them, right? So to give you an example, because I know this sounds a bit spooky, so my business mentor, Gerard Adams, he sold his business for 48 million euros. And I was like, I think 19 or 20 when I wanted to meet him, right? And I was like, well, what am I doing to get to know him? Well, I like looked up everything about him, and I found out through Instagram, right, at Arian.Ney, like follow, that he loves art and he loves aesthetics. So what I did is I created a handmade art piece for him, right? And that's very special. I also wrote a handwritten letter with it, showing him my appreciation for him, like letting him know what my intentions are, where I'm coming from. Like I really put my heart and soul into that letter, which is why I got to live with him for 3 months. He mentored me. I didn't get paid or any of that, but I got to live with Gerard, someone that sold his company for 48 million. And I was allowed to be like with him for every single step. I know that's a dream for many of you, like aspiring entrepreneurs, right? So that's the story of how I got to meet Gerard Adams, right? And that was the second point. Now to get to the third point, also very important one, is build your network before you need it. A big issue that I always see is that people start building their network when they actually need it, like when it's too late. Like why not create your network first, like get to meet people on a personal level, on a heart-to-heart level, and then if you figure out, hey, we have something in common that we're working on, you can approach them with that, right? So majority of my network, of the people that I've been working with my agency, for example, I knew them before I had my agency. I built my network before I had my agency. And then I had an agency, and then I was able to do social media marketing services for them. But I already had the connection. That's why they trusted me so easily, you know? That's why so many agencies go out to them. They want to work with the people that I've worked with. Like, how can I do this? Like, they approach them directly. Well, that's the issue, right? You want something from them instead of providing value. So I got to know them before I needed it. I provided value to them. I understood the fact also that they're just equal to me. So I approached them. So now comes the fourth and last, but not least tip. It's a bit of a favorite tip, which people get wrong oftentimes, but I'll tell you anyways. Do you want to know? Are you sure? Alright, let me tell you. So the fourth tip is become a stalker. Okay, become a stalker. Not literally, but literally. So what I mean by that is, me for example, I'm going to share with you the story of how I met Jay Shetty, right? So I was in New York working for Gerard Adams, we've talked about this earlier, and I really wanted to meet Jay Shetty. So for weeks and weeks I was out there like trying to get to know this guy, but like I just didn't know how. I thought that if I would just like look him in the eyes, he would see the fact that like I have a pure soul. I don't want anything from him. I just want to get to know that person, and I genuinely believe that I could provide value to that person, right? So therefore what I did is I was looking for weeks and weeks and weeks on his Instagram stories to see if he's like around in New York, right? If he's somewhere where I am as well. When I saw that he is in a vegetarian company, a vegan restaurant that was just opening 30 minutes away, first thing I did is I hopped into a taxi, called the taxi, hopped into it, and I told him like, go there. And of course I remember like on my way there, I was like, ah, like what if he isn't there? What if he doesn't like me? What if, you know, like he thinks it's embarrassing? Like all those thoughts, right? But the goal is to do it anyways, right? If you have any of those doubts, fears, whatever, do it anyways. So I drove up there, and when I finally got there after 30 minutes of driving and like being all scared, I went to the restaurant and I was like looking around and I was like, shit, like I couldn't see him, right? So I was like looking. And then there he was, like he had this like leather jacket on, blue denim jacket, his hair like hazelnut color styled up, and I could see his neck. So I was like, ah, that's him. Got that butterfly feeling, you know, like when it's about to go down. When you feel that, do it. Anyways, right? That's the whole point of it. So I went up to the table and I introduced myself. I said, hey, my name is Arian Ney. I came all the way from the other part of town just to meet you. I know you're busy right now, but I just wanted to say hello. He looked at me and I was like, shit, dude, I shouldn't have done that, you know. I was like, mistake. But then he got up, and one of the most beautiful things happened ever. He gave me such a big hug, and he thanked me for coming out, right? I was like, this is amazing, this is going better than I expected. And so what I then did is I asked him, hey, do you want to like, can I invite you for food anytime in the future? And he said to me, well, I'm busy until December, right? And I was like, damn, because it was April, right? So he goes like, I'm fully booked out for the next month. I'm like, that's bullshit too, but all right. So the issue is many people give up at such a point, right? So this is where you can really differentiate yourself and show that you really want it bad enough. So I asked him and I said, well, why are you busy? And he goes, I have a lot of meetings, like my brand is taking off. This was right when Jay Shetty's brand was going off. He was getting millions and millions of followers. So I asked him, well, like how do you get from meeting A to meeting B? And he goes, well, Uber. And I was like, yes! So that was my opportunity. I said to him, wherever your last meeting ends, I'll wait right there and I will drive to wherever your next meeting is. And we have a 5-minute Uber meeting ourselves and we get to talk. So he agreed to that. We met the next day, had a 45-minute conversation in a coffee shop it ended up being, and stayed in contact ever since, right? So this is the crazy story of how I met Jay Shetty. And again, coming back to the point is become a stalker. Like, you have all these media things, like if you really want to get to know someone, like use this for yourself. Just like look at where they are. Just go there, show up, like look into their eyes. I believe that there is nothing more beautiful than eye contact because it allows the other person to look into your soul, and someone with good intention can see if the person is pure or not, which is what I am, right? So let me summarize real quick for you the 4 tips on how to build an amazing network, build anyone you want to meet. So first of all, understand that we're all equal, right? We're all just human beings. No one is better or worse than anyone else. This is the foundation. So actually it's like point 0, but point 1. Point 2, the golden rule of networking, provide value first. Because only if you provide value first, use the law of reciprocity, the universe will be willing to drive value back to you. Third point, build your network before you need it. Otherwise, this doesn't work anymore. And then 4th point, become a stalker. Use today's media to get to know whoever the hell you want. All right. So those 4 tips, it should be very easy for you to not only meet anyone you want, but also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So click down below. Super excited to be seeing you in more videos. We have a lot to come. So therefore, also if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one. I know you're sad the video's over, but I got good news for you. We got 2 more. So you can either watch this one, which is pretty much awesome, or you can watch this one, which is pretty much amazing. So you got to choose between amazing or awesome, amazing or awesome, amazing or awesome. I mean, just watch both and enjoy.